Hey guys, this is Ron from RDS Samples and Loops. I have another video here for you to basically show you how to get your loops into Pro Tools. Suppose you just bought the package and you wanted to start putting some beats together. Basically, you would just set up a Pro Tools session. The original session is at 8824. I have one now at 4824. So for those that are working in lower sample rates, which is a majority of like writers, um, basically we'll show you how to convert those over. So basically you would go over and import the tracks. So import audio, and basically the master folder looks something like this. When you get it, you'll have the multi-track grooves, which everything is labeled. I mentioned before it was 88 BPM is the host tempo. Basically we'll just pick any of these, but I'll show you how to audition them. Suppose you wanted to hear what any of these sounded like. You would just click on one of the grooves and go down to each folder has one of these crush wave files in it, and it's basically the 2 track of the drums that I hit with a lot of compression. And it's great to listen to these to audition the beats. So click on it, use this button right here to listen to it. Okay, just for the sake of this demonstration, we'll just use this one. And just shift click all the files, convert. Make sure you hit convert. If you hit add, it'll add it over, but if it's a different sample rate, it'll play back at the wrong speed. So you want to convert this down from 88 to 48. Convert, done, open. So basically when this flies in, it's going to ask you if you want a new track or a clip list right here. When you're putting the first beat in, or the first set of grooves, I always start with new track. That way you can kind of set up your mix and edit window with the things that you fly in. Make sure you hit session start here. Okay. All right, well there it is. So here's all the individual files. And as I said before, you can kind of move them around to your own preference. I'm just going to do these real quick, just so when I bring the other ones over, I know what I'm looking at. If you double click here, it'll show you which each track is. So we have kick in, kick out, the room mics, like a left and right room in Blumline, the snare bottom and top, rack tom and floor tom. I put a microphone way back in the hallway with the doors open, of the sound lock, and that's really cool. It sounds really nice. Hat mic, overheads. This one is a reverb. I printed every single groove with a reverb print through one of our vintage units, and it sounds really cool blended in with the tracks. I'll show you that in a second. And so here's all the rest of them. As I was mentioning, you can arrange them on your mix window however you want, but let me just get the overheads where they should be and get started here. Okay, so basically it brought these all over, and you want to start putting together this beat. Let's listen to this by itself, just to kind of get a basic blend of the tracks here. So here's that reverb track. And that crush track, as I was saying before, is we're going to use this for like parallel compression later. Here's it by itself. Okay, and we'll just do some quick panning here and get started. Okay, so if we go to the other window, you're going to see this is what we just flew in right here, and how it corresponds over here in the region window. So basically, we got 4 bars in front of us now, but we want to put a different groove in as like a B chorus or a pre-chorus or something like that, like right here. So basically, I just stay right in grid mode, and I'll import another groove. So we'll do like a 2-bar groove or something on hats. All right. Just grab this one for right now. Okay, when you bring this second round in, or whatever you're going to keep building on top of the first one, instead of going to new track, because you don't need another 15 tracks of drums, just go over to clip list and put it over in your regions over here. And you can always tell by the last two numbers how it relates. So the first one we brought over was like a 06 suffix. Now we're dealing with the 13. Basically, you can just bring all these over like as one, but it's best to do them one at a time to make sure that, you know, if things get moved around in the import, that they're not on the wrong side. So basically just bring them in right to the one, basically. Okay, so we got kick in, then the kick out would be right here. Bring that over. And I just go down the line, snare bottom, just find it and drag it over like so. We'll just get like to the snare top and then we'll stop so we can get back to the demonstration here. Just move this one down. Okay. So you would just continue to do all of these until you get your track put together. But here's how we go into it. Cool. So another cool, you know, it's actually kind of a happy accident right there where we only put these dry tracks the closest might get the kick and the snare in, because it went from like this really reverby shuffle groove to this dry groove. And then here's another cool example. I would just take all these again, double click, Command C to copy, bring it right over to the grid here, Command V and paste. And then it should go like this. Very cool. All right, so you've gotten this far. The next video is basically just going to be about, you know, some cool production techniques, how to kind of like mix the drums down using some cool effects and EQ and compression. Basically, if you were to build the track the way you wanted it and you started to track your bass and guitars and everything on top, and you went to mix, you know, some pro techniques of how to mix some drums. All of these files have a little bit of mixing on them where after they were recorded, I ran them through the API console and, you know, used some outboard compression and just fattened it up a little bit. But there's tons of room level-wise for all these to bring more out of it, and you can sculpt them a lot further than where they are right now, which is great to have this kind of flexibility. But if you don't know how to mix drums, or you're getting used to it, or you're new at it, I'll show you how to do some really cool stuff. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back with you soon.